Namaste, Ma. Uh, So I think Sadhvi ji has joined us already, but she's taking care of a few technical glitches.
We're here. We're all good.
Okay, oh great. So can we begin with your permission? Sadhvi Ma, am I audible to you?
Absolutely, I can hear you perfectly.
All right. So,
And our team is all set. We're all good.
Okay, great. So we have a huge number of people who are waiting to hear you today, but we have only a very selected few on the Zoom call with us. And I am just waiting for Deep to tell us we are live before we take off formally.
We are preparing. We will go live in 10 seconds from now.
Great.
Charu, I would like to say a very big namaste to Sadhvi ji. Sadhvi ji, this is Brinda.
So nice to meet you.
Pleasure, pleasure. I'm so glad for this virtual world that you are where you are, we are where we are, and we yet get to connect.
And isn't it so wonderful? We've all made so many new friendships in this lockdown, all thanks to the virtual world.
And Charu, they're not even new.
Yeah.
These bonds are ancient, age-old bonds, which we are just rediscovering.
That's true. So well put. I think I'm going to just begin while Deep can let us know when we are live. But let me start with introducing everyone, introducing the two forums because of which this entire webinar is possible today. So, Namaste, good evening, and thank you everyone for joining this webinar today. And this webinar is very close to my heart because we are talking about an issue which people don't want to talk about, mental health. And mental health matters. We have learned that in this lockdown more than ever before. मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि ज्यादा हम हिंदी में बात करें, थोड़ी सी हम इंग्लिश में बात करें. तो आज हम बहुत ज्यादा प्रिविलेज्ड हैं. हमारे साथ साध्वी भगवती जी हैं. Sadhvi Ma is someone who is very dear to me, someone I've idolized always, and someone who always shows us the path. And when you listen to her speak, as you will very shortly, you will feel like memorizing every single word she's saying, noting down every single word she's saying, because you can go back to it again and again. And these are going to be life lessons which will stay with you forever. Sadhvi Ma is originally from the United States of America. She's Stanford educated, but she moved to India more than 20 years ago and then just decided to make her home by the Ganga. She is at Parmat Ashram right now, and she is one person who has picked up so many causes, and each and every one of those causes is worth being associated with. I am privileged that I've had the opportunity to know her, and I am also very privileged that she is with us today. Our second speaker right now is Vrinda Mehta ji, and Vrinda is a superstar because when Vrinda speaks, she brings a lot of ancient knowledge with modern science together. And Vrinda started out as a trainer, But she understood that there can be no physical fitness without training the mind, without mental fitness. And Vrinda is based out of Mumbai. She is also the mind trainer to a whole long list of celebrities living in Mumbai, and the who's who of the movie industry is on her list of clients. So all the way from Amitabh Bachchan to Twinkle Khanna to so many people who we think do not need any sort of mental coaching are people Vrinda speaks to, and she's going to give us some insight on how we can all remain more fit mentally. This webinar today is a joint webinar by the Bihar Young Thinkers Forum and the Positive Project. So I have my co-host today, Guru Prakash ji. And Guru and I are also good friends. We go back a long way, and Guru is a fellow at the India Foundation. He's also an assistant professor in Patna, and Guru is going to be co-hosting this. And Guru is also one person who has been instrumental in putting together Bihar Young Thinkers Forum. This also was something which came out of this lockdown, one of the positive things that the lockdown gave us, as is the Positive Project. So we're all trying to raise our voices for what is right. We're all trying to spread positivity and smiles. And we're all going to take this ahead. The road is really, really long. Thank you for being with us. Sadly ji, now if we can just jump into this. And I have already introduced Guru to you. Guru, over to you.
Thank you so much, Charu. It's truly a privilege and probably one of the benefits of this lockdown that I am sitting in Bihar, Sadhvi ji in Uttarakhand, Brinda in Mumbai, you are in Delhi, but we are connected. We are connected not only through this emotional cord, but also this technology is advancing our access and learnings. So truly happy to collaborate with you on this. And this is something which I've been struggling on my own as well, because the sort of conversations which we were having with ourselves, in fact, for younger people like us, city boy, in fact, Brindaji would know more and probably elaborate on this. Sushant was a boy from Patna, and it was a loss at personal level. The entire city was crying. The entire city was sort of obliged in the sense, how can we do anything about this loss? Because it rarely happens that boys and girls from grade B cities or smaller towns make it so big in the industry, whether it's a business industry or movie industry and so on. So all of us are in the middle of our careers, and we often struggle with these questions of existence, of fulfillment, and how do we reconcile ourselves? How do we evolve with changing times and circumstances? Because this is something which is unprecedented. This is something which was not anticipated. This is something which we were not prepared for. So I would like to hear from what the speakers there. In fact, I would like the indulgence of respected Sadhvi Bhagwati ji, especially what's your message to the youngsters in this extended period of lockdown? How do we always stay positive? The law of attraction, how do we always stay in tune with our concerns? How, I mean, please, Sadhvi ji, I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Beautiful. First of all, I'm so touched and honored to be here, and especially to be having this conversation. Charuji always has these very beautiful, very meaningful, very deep conversations, and especially today to be able to connect with you and the group of youth, because this is really what's important. And the message, I think, is obviously a very big one. The core message really has to do with the outer world and the inner world. And especially as you say, though, how do we always stay positive? Well, in a way, that's actually part of the problem, because we've created this artificial concept of what's considered acceptable and what's not. We have an artificial sense of these emotions, these thoughts, these feelings are okay, and these are not, which means if you have disappointment, or you have sadness, or you have pain, or you have frustration, in addition to having the pain or frustration or sadness, which is difficult enough, now we also have this inner critic And of course, bolstered by an outer critic, should I dare to mention to anyone that I feel sad or frustrated, that says, oh no, that's wrong. You shouldn't feel like that. Those are wrong feelings. And then in addition to what I was already feeling, there's a sense of shame. There's a sense of denial. There's a sense of mandatory repression. And so you can't force positivity. It's not sustainable. We have to be able to adapt to that which is real, along with holding on to that which is ideal. And so to be able to say, I would like to be able to feel joy in this moment. And in this moment, I'm having an experience of sadness. Not to pretend that I'm not having an experience of sadness, not to belittle myself for it, not to shame myself for it, but also not to isko pakar karke betna hai, as though there is nothing but sadness.
Sure.
But to simply be able to be present with it, while simultaneously allowing the space for that which is going to bring me joy. And one of the key ways for this has to do with the inner world and the outer world. One of the reasons I think that today so many people are suffering from depression. In the Western world, it's literally something like 1 in 4 people are going to suffer from a major depressive episode during their life. I mean, that's huge. When you're looking at a culture that has pretty much attained everything, obtained everything, we're not dealing with hunger or homelessness or, oh my God, it's winter and I don't have a sweater, or, oh my God, my child is sick and I can't get them medical care. To have a situation where between 15 and 25% of people are going to suffer a major depressive episode. The dilemma has become that which we view as success is all of that which is outside. So it all has to do with the money, the acclaim, the fame, the titles, the external sense. And as anyone who has ever been super successful in the external world knows, and tragically we've just seen it with Sushant's suicide, is that does not translate on any way to inner fulfillment. But because we've got a culture these days that is inundating us with a sense of everything you want in life should be able to be achieved and acquired through money, through a good job, through a big house, through a lot of followers on social media, through people being jealous of you, through being, the big man in the city, whatever it may be, through looking the right way, having the right things, that then when we feel that very natural, very normal sense of yearning in life, of looking for something deeper, something more, there's nowhere to turn. And then we also, in addition to that normal feeling, now we've got shame. Because, oh my God, I shouldn't feel like this. This is bad. I should be positive. And it's really a tragedy because anywhere else in the body, any organ in the body, if it needed a little bit of help, if it was, a little bit sluggish, we'd be able to get all kinds of help for it, whether Ayurvedic help or naturopathy help or, hands-on healing, energetic help, or maybe even, some medicine we needed to take, whatever it may be. All kinds of help we could reach out and get. My pancreas is a bit sluggish or my liver's a bit sluggish, all kinds of stuff. No shame, no problem. Nobody's going to say, oh, just, change your mind and your liver will obey. They're going to say, oh, drink this, take this, do this breathing exercise. Here's a wonderful yoga posture. Go for this retreat. Do this, do that. But when it's the mind or the brain, there's all this shame. And there's all this sense that somehow we should have all of the tools already in our toolkit to know what to do with it. And so positivity is beautiful. It's essential, but only when it's real. We have to be sure that we are not using positivity as a superficial Band-Aid over a festering wound. Positivity works when we can actually create it from the inside, when we're able to connect with the source within ourselves. That's what our spiritual practice gives us. It's what meditation gives us, yoga gives us. It's what powers of using the mind gives us, mantra gives us, changing our beliefs, changing our thoughts. But it's not a Band-Aid, it's not a superficial way. And so this is where we have to really work from the inside. This is where, for all of my young brothers and sisters, yes, do everything outside, have the career, have the success, have all of that. But make sure that you're also feeding your inner world. Make sure that you're also training your mind. You know, it's amazing because as I'm sitting here talking to you, if suddenly as I was speaking to you, my arms started going like this, and I said, oh, don't worry about that. It's just my, crazy arm. It does that sometimes. You'd think, that's really weird. That's a problem. Or if I started, bouncing up and down kind of uncontrollably, and I said, oh, don't worry about that. Those are just my legs. Wo apne aap aise kar lete kabhi kabhi. You'd think, that's a problem. We all understand intuitively that our arms and our legs should be something that we have the ability to work with, the ability to control. But our minds, the greatest tool we have, really that steering wheel that takes us to the destination of our life. I mean, you'd never get in a car, no matter how beautiful, if it didn't have a steering wheel, or if the steering wheel didn't work. And that mind being the steering wheel of our lives. So many of us are content to just say, yeah, I have no ability to control it. Jahan jana chahte aise chale jate. This is where, as we go to the gym for our muscles, as we take in the proper food for our physical bodies, as we learn all of the skills, whether it's music or dance or academics, whatever we're learning, science, medicine, law, accounting, whatever it may be, in the same way, we have to learn how to use our thoughts, because they're vehicles and they take us to our destination. And so frequently we jump in these vehicles that we either have no idea where they're going, or we know they're taking us to misery because we've jumped on them before. But we don't have the ability or the skills or the discipline to not jump on them. And that's where the spiritual practice is so important. Working with the mind, working with our beliefs. These are the toolkits that will stay with you forever. There's so much to share, but I know you must have so many other questions. So I'll end this question here.
Thank you so much, Guruma. Before I get Vrinda's opinion on a couple of things, I'd like to just mention a few statistics. And of course, we all know about it subconsciously, but when you put it down on paper and you talk about these numbers, it's scary. So India has got a really, really high suicide rate. In fact, if you put India and China together, we account for more than 40% of the suicide globally, more than 40%. And there are two in this data in India, which are very disturbing. The first one is that the number of suicides in the age group of 15 to 29 are 3 times more than the national average, which means हमारे देश में युवा 3 गुना ज्यादा आत्महत्या करते हैं. इतनी परेशानी उनको फील होती है, महसूस होती है, इतना उनको स्टिग्मा लगता है, डिस्कस करने में उनको आपत्ति आती है. और the second bit of data which is very disturbing is that the number of males who commit suicide is 14 per lakh, while the number of women is 7 per lakh. तो इस डेटा को भी सुन के ये समझ में आता है कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, real men don't cry. Do all these things play on the minds of men? And does that not equip them to reach out for help when they are facing issues in life? Vrinda.
See, I would first like to thank Sadhviji for that beautiful answer, because it is such a fact, Charu, that we have the one most important faculty that we have, which is our mind. We have never done anything to train that. And the whole science of yoga is about the mind, is about understanding the mind, the practices, the spiritual practices, how to transcend the mind and actually to unite with your own divinity. That's the whole science of yoga. So I don't know why firstly schools don't have it. And as you mentioned, I honestly feel before we learn ABCD, every child should be taught practically, what do I do when I feel anxious? What do I do when I feel as if I have failed at something? Because like Sadhviji said, our success, the concept of success from a very young age, the value for our life is pinned on anything that we are going to achieve, whether it is the grades that we are getting, whether it is the money that we'll get, whether it is somebody who we fall in love with. How is the value of our life ever connected to any of these things that we gather on the outside? So this value of life has to be taught to a very young child, that my child, your life is invaluable. Anything, any experience you have in the world is secondary. When this kind of a programming, please understand that everything is a programming in the mind. In the subconscious mind, these programs have been fed in that you have to be better than somebody. You have to be better than XYZ, or you have to have that much of money. It's just a program. Okay, by and large, this is the information that we are receiving. But how we conduct our life, what we think about success is our prerogative. It can be reprogrammed. Your mind can be reprogrammed. A spiritual practice is a must to make that change from within. And like Sadhviji said, the positive, I call it the habit of being positive. It's really, it's always, my glass is half full. I do not look at the empty part of the glass. It's a habit that I've developed over time. And that is a great band-aid to work with. But there is also a spiritual practice which changes me from within every single day so that I truly become whatever I am thinking. And Charu, you said something very critical, that the age group, which is struggling with the mind. When you're talking about suicide, it just means that that mind did not know that turned against itself. That the problems, I'm not judging at all. But the problems for that particular piece of life became so large in their head that the life was not worth it. Life became small. The most phenomenal gift of the divine, your life, my breath, it became small in comparison to anything. And that should not happen. I just got goosebumps. That should not happen to anybody, anybody. And why it is happening to the younger generation, Charu, is when I would take it to me, like when I was growing up, and I do come from a spiritual family. So my foundations were deep. I was given the right guidance. I was given the right education very early in life, that all of this is transient. You're here to have a beautiful experience, do good, be good, do what is relevant, and live a beautiful life. And the deeper purpose of life was instilled at a very young age. And my sphere of influence was how many people? My 2 parents, my 2 grandparents, who anyways were spiritual, 5 friends, or maybe 10 cousins. That was my sphere of influence.
Yeah.
The youth today, their sphere of influence is 7.8 billion people. That much information. And I'm just getting goosebumps. We can't even imagine what an unconditioned mind would feel when this overload of information is coming into their head.
Yeah.
And our brain is trying to form some sense around it. The solution is their foundations will have to be that much deeper. It has to go deeper. Then you can build an empire. You can live a very material, whatever your dreams are. Build them on a very deep foundation of a very stable mind, because nothing will work. Happiness is not an external process. My happiness, right now, we pin the happiness to whatever we achieve in life. Oh, when I get that job, when I marry that girl or boy, when I get a few $1 billion, I will be happy. Please ask a billionaire. Please ask somebody who married somebody really beautiful. Are they really happy? No, it's not a tendency of, uh, if you're going to pin your happiness on anything outside of you, that is not how nature designed it. Happiness is it's an internal process. I mean, you could be sitting on the side of the road. I've experienced it. I live a material life, but I've sat on the side of the road with cars passing me by, and I have been blissed with not a penny in my pocket, and I've been blissed out of my mind. No substance, no alcohol, nothing. We make our own opioids. I mean, you do proper sadhana and you make your own opioids. You are actually, you have the high. You won't need alcohol. So, my message to the youth, Charu, and to the parents and to the schools literally is, please give the education. First, educate yourself on how to conduct life. We've only taught our kids how to earn a living. Excuse me, it's failing. It's failing. It's not about earning a living. Nature, you do your karma, nature will provide. That is how gracious Shakti is. That's how gracious the Mother Nature is. You just be ready to do your karma. You can't lie back and say, oh, nature will provide. No, you will do your karma. And she will provide. But just earning a living is not good enough. How do you live through life gracefully? For that, you would have to have some understanding of the human system. Human system is not just this body that we see. There is a mental and emotional body. There are koshas in the human system. We have 5 bodies. And every child needs to know this. There was a Gurukul system in place before, with all the, before, I mean, in 1800s or before that, way before that, there was a Gurukul system where every child was taught, okay, this is the tangible body, but you do have a subtle body. You have to take care of the subtle, and the tangible will actually sort itself out. Yeah. This is how it is done. It is an inside-out process. It's a projection. That is what that's the whole science of visualization. It is a projection. Can you imagine how beautiful I can see Sadhviji smiling because I can see her resonating with every word I'm saying, and just the way I was resonating with every word that she was saying, because truth is one. There is no XYZ truth. There is one truth, and truth is divinity. So every child needs to know, Charu, the simple, basic breathing techniques, simple pranayams, the process of, okay, I'm feeling disturbed. Okay, what do I do? Change your breathing.
Yeah.
Change your breathing. I'll share something very interesting with you. Do you know that I was hearing a neuroscientist that he was explaining that anxiety and excitement, physiologically, they are the same. वो same feeling है. Anxiety or excitement, physically आपको same feeling होगी. The only thing different is आपके दिमाग में story क्या चल रही है. So you will teach a child, okay, my dear beautiful piece of life, priceless life, this is what you do. As a parent, as a teacher, I'm giving you the solution. If you're feeling anxious about exams, it starts that early. If you're feeling anxious about your best friend not speaking to you, this is, change the story, she's speaking to you, very good. Change your breathing, do the work, do the pranayam, do the normal calming down pranayam, do the anulom, and when they become, and it's not even when you hit crisis, it is a part of your daily routine. You know, this body is so intelligent. This human system, I don't call it a body. This human system is so intelligent. It will probe you from inside. Okay, now calm down your breathing. I've heard it speak to me. Calm down your breathing. It will tell you when to stop eating, when to eat, when not to eat. There is an intelligence in the human body, and it once we start connecting with this intelligence with a calm mind, you can't be having a disturbed mind and expect to connect with this intelligence. The whole science of yoga is about the mind. Every asana, the whole Ashtang yoga is about the mind. I mean, that's why it ends in samadhi, dharana, dhyan, samadhi.
Yeah.
So it is all about the mind. Even the asanas are for the mind. So, and you one quickly the thing you mentioned about men. It's because the burden of responsibility just goes on them completely. Whether it's about supporting a family, whether it is about, like, women can still express themselves, but men are not allowed to express themselves also. My God, if a man cries, he's considered weak. How is crying a bad emotion? I mean, me and my husband, we take Shiva's name and tears are flowing out of our eyes. I still remember dancing under the Shiva idol at the Paramat Niketan ashram. And I was in a trance. I still remember that so vividly. Shiva Maniji was playing his drums, and who's watching what I'm doing? I'm not even conscious.
Paramatma
Just
is the
swaying
most
to the
magical place on this planet.
And I still remember when the floods came and somebody told me that the idol had gone. I was shattered. I was like, no, 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 don't, no. My Shiva, you can't take that idol away from me. So having this spiritual connect is the foundation that I'm telling you, that the foundations have to go deep. This is what I mean. Mental foundation, okay, but that mental foundation is going to find its foundation in the spirit. It's a system, no? Mind, body, spirit. It's a totality. Our entire stability is coming from the spirit. Time has come to go within, guys. It is अभी समय नहीं बचा हर चीज में बेस. पहले आप अंदर जाओ, then you'll have the strength to take on the world.
You know, when I usually speak to Sadhvi ji, I learn so much in the comparisons she draws between the Western world and what we are facing here as Indians. And I think one major difference in our lifestyle here is the expectations which we live with. So as parents, we have so many expectations of our children. As children, we feel drowned under the expectations of our parents. Sometimes we feel because of the kind of reverence and respect we have for our parents, we can't even speak up in front of them. That's very inherent in Indian culture, and I know Guru will agree with me on this. And I had the opportunity to speak to some young kids just yesterday, all of them in the age group of 12 to 16. And one young girl suddenly said, yeah, I'm a good kid and I'm very strong mentally, but you know, my mother spoils it for me. Every time I get 2-3 marks less in my exam, she makes life really difficult. I feel like doing something to myself. And I was shocked because this is a kid who's got everything in life. Doting parents who adore her, love her like anything. And she's a smart kid. And since when are marks a measurement of success in your life? But Sadhvi Ma, that happens in India. It's all well and good to say that it's okay, don't bow down under pressure. But what happens जब जिंदगी ही इन प्रेशर से लड़के चलती है? हमारे देश में हर चीज के लिए लड़ाई है. बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं लाओगे तो क्लास में अच्छी जगह, अच्छे स्कूल में एडमिशन नहीं होगा. स्कूल में अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं लाओगे तो हायर स्टडीज आप कर ही नहीं पाओगे. हायर स्टडीज में भी अगर आप ओवर अचीवर नहीं होगे, आपको नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी. आप अपना परिवार कैसे संभाल पाओगे? These are struggles which are more prevalent in this part of the world, not so much in the West. So what is your advice for youngsters who are struggling with genuine reasons of distress and sometimes they just give up fighting?
I can briefly add
So I think that
to it. Yeah.
it's there in the West also. It's just it's slightly different. Here's what I've seen here in India. And in a way, it's even more tragic here actually. क्योंकि यहाँ की संस्कृति जो है, यहाँ का संस्कार, they are the ones that actually are rooted in teaching our children that the core of who you are is divine. It's what Vrinda was saying about you are this beautiful light. Yahi apni Sanskriti. That who you are is divine. Whereas in the West, actually, without going into too much of the sociologic aspects of it, there's much more of a sense that who you are is what you create. Whereas in the East, there's much more of a sense of the core of who you are is divine. And therefore, in theory, if we actually all were rooted in our own tradition, in our own Sanskriti, in our own sanskars, if we all were actually living and teaching our children that which we claim to believe, that which we pray in our houses of worship, that which we chant, we wouldn't really have this problem. The dilemma is that we have actually forgotten that in our child rearing, and we have started to rear our children into believing that they are what they do. Now, most parents will say, no, 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 no. And in most parents' heart, they don't believe it. But watch in a very simple way what it looks like. A child comes home from school. They've brought a fantastic grade on an exam or a fantastic grade on a report card. What happens? Mom, super smiley, happy, embraces the child, maybe makes him or her cookies and lots of hugs and kisses, and tells the dad, tells the family, your child has gotten this great mark. Lots of love. Then what happens? At another time, that child brings home a failure grade. That child brings home, as the girl that you just mentioned, Charu, brings home a few marks less. And what happens? Suddenly the mother,
Video is paused.
not love, not
Yeah,
love.
Charu.
That love has been withdrawn. There's a sense of somehow mom is disappointed. Somehow I am responsible for mom's disappointment. And what our children learn at a very early age is who I am, my value as a human being, my value of being loved is based on what I'm doing, based on the marks that I'm getting. It's even as small as, oh, you cleaned up your room. You're mom's good boy. You're mom's good girl. Oh, you didn't clean up your room? You're a bad boy, you're a bad girl. Little, simple, innocuous things. And what happens? We grow up with this sense that who I am is what I do. My worthiness of love is based on what I do. And this is where, when we end up older in life, we don't have a sense of being able to value ourselves when we are not actually achieving, when we are not actually bringing home the marks that we should, or the grades that we should, or the success that we should. When we are in...
Thank you.
Is the sound, you can hear me still, but just not see me?
Please carry on,
Okay.
Satvik. We can hear you.
Okay, sorry, there's some technical problem with the
Completely understand.
visual, but they're okay. So they'll get the video up. So what ends up happening is that when we have a situation in our life where I'm not able to get the mark that I thought I should, or get the job that I thought I should, or get the position that I thought I should, it's not just the grade that I didn't get. It's that actually I have lost my worthiness as a human being. And this is where you are seeing this horrendous rise in suicides. Because the suicide, the depression, is not just about a failed mark on an exam or not getting a raise or not getting a promotion or not getting a job. We only take our lives when we actually believe that I will never actually have success, that I will never be a worthy human being, when I have made a judgment based on a pervasiveness, based on a sense of continuousness, that this current situation will always be like it is. Who I am as a human being isn't worthy. Who I am as a human being is a failure. And that tragically is something that we give our children when they're very young. And so this is where, as parents, it is essential for our children to know, sometimes you're going to succeed. Sometimes you won't succeed. Sometimes you'll be the star of the show, whether it's a mathematics class, whether it's a soccer game, whether it's a debate, whether it's a performance, whatever it may be. Sometimes you're going to be the star. Sometimes you're going to do the best. And sometimes you won't. But either way, who you are is divine. Who you are is worthy. Who you are is whole and complete and enough. And as parents, that is something we have to teach them. But it's important, lastly, to teach them not only in our words, it's important to teach them in how we live. As parents, when we live our lives treating ourselves as worthless human beings, when parents themselves come home from work and say, oh my God, I hate myself, I didn't get the job that I wanted, or oh my God, I hate myself, I gained 5 pounds over the holidays, or oh my
I think we've lost Sadhviji.
I think there is an issue, yeah.
Yeah, but
Let's
Guru,
see.
why don't you take over and we'll wait for Sadhviji to join us again.
Perfect. I think, Vrinda, the way you summarized in your previous observation, two of the most important things which I feel which our present generation is suffering. One is when we're trying to exert control on someone, and second, when we're having a lot of expectations. So these two things, how do we sort of reconcile with them? And I would like to share a personal story of mine. So me and Charu, we both work in a public space, and then that requires a lot of travel. So I was suffering with flight anxiety as well. So whenever the flight used to get a bit shaky, whenever there was a bit of turbulence, I used to get scared like crazy. And what I tried, I was traveling to Nepal, and I was in Pashupatinath. They gave me a Rudraksh. So a simple exercise that I tried, Vrinda, was with that Rudraksh in my hand, earphones, I was listening to Krishna Das Bhajan. And that was so magical. That was unimaginably, the impact that it had. My entire flight anxiety was gone. And the question that I asked myself, the answer lied within me.
Yeah.
So expectation and control in this modern sphere in terms of relationship as well, how do we address these?
Oh, very nice question, that is. See, who will you expect from? Okay. And from people that who you think owe you something or who are yours. First thing, yeah, why will you expect anything from strangers? So with some people who you have a relationship with.
Correct.
So let's understand expectation first. Can you tell me what really is yours? It will go deep. What is yours?
I think from my parents, obviously, I think I want to be, see, detachment is not a very negative term. When I say I try to detach myself, I'm still attached to my parents. I have great amount of respect for them, but I want them to have their sense of independence as well. I want my sense of independence as well. So I'm trying to say, how do I detach myself?
It is by rewiring your programming and understanding of life. It's not possible if you think that your human parents are your parents. They're the parents of Guru. Okay, I will go deep, okay? But is Guru your complete truth, or Guru is just your experience?
I don't think I'm mature enough to answer that question.
That is what I'm saying. See, how we, because the answers will lie in the depth, Guru. If you're going to try and get out of expectations and talk about detachment without addressing the real truth, it will never be the solution, because there is no way to detach. If I know that these are my parents and I belong to them, I've come from them, there is no way that they will not expect from me or I will not expect from them. When you understand life on deeper terms, that yes, this is a physical body, these parents are the parents of this physical body. I'm going to drop even this body over here and go. So what can I expect? I can't even expect anything from this physical body. Think about it. Nothing is yours. You came in with nothing, you will go with nothing. You came in alone and you're going to depart alone. Hard fact of life, but it is a fact of life. What are you going to expect from who? If somebody is nice to you, be grateful, including your parents. I'm not kidding. Every time my mom would speak to me nicely, I'm still grateful. Thank you, Mom. It is not my prerogative to have you speak nicely to me. No, no, no. Be grateful. This can happen only when you truly, truly understand, I have come here alone and I will depart alone. One thing that will go with me is my spirit. So while my body is there, I better form this connection with my own spirit so that I have a companion. That is the only thing that is going to go from here. My body is also going to drop here. All my relationships are with the body, right? You didn't have a parent till you have a body. Isn't that a fact? So getting to the spiritual depth is the only solution. Otherwise, it will just remain like intellectual jargon, which will not have any impact. The second thing you said was control. I'll give you a very quick experiment. Can you control your breath?
It would be ideal if I can able to control
No, then it would be that, okay, just take a deep breath in. Exhale. And never breathe in again. Ever. Not possible, right? Your breath is also a happening. It is a happening. It's a grace that is happening to you. You can't even control your own breath. What are we talking about controlling a second person? Let us getting some form of control over this physical body. Then we can think about controlling anybody else. So understand, we are capable not of control. We are capable of deep intent and karma. How that karma will play out is beyond our control. You can give in 100% to something, okay, and it can still fail. So should that crush me? No, the only thing in my control is my effort. How somebody else is going to perceive that, how the situation is going to play out, that is beyond my control. This understanding has to come into every human being, fundamentally. आपको सिंपल एग्जांपल दिया कि आपकी सांस तक आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं, वो भी चल रही है, कोई तो है जो चला रहा है. तो ग्रैटिट्यूड में रहो ना यार, खुश रहो. बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल लाइफ है ये. कम से कम में, ज्यादा से ज्यादा में, the beauty of life doesn't change. The life is beautiful when you have one roti to eat. डायमंड्स तो कोई खा ही नहीं सकता वैसे. जब पैसे बढ़ भी जाएंगे तभी तो रोटी खाओगे. रोटी तो अभी भी मिल रही है. I mean, I would say, people whose needs are met, basic needs. It's very hard for somebody whose basic needs are not met, for that person to be spiritual, because he's still struggling for his survival. कि मेरे को रोटी नहीं है, खाने को रहने को जगह नहीं है, पहनने को कपड़ा नहीं है, उसका ध्यान सारा अपने सर्वाइवल पे जाएगा. लेकिन people whose survival is taken care of, आपका रोटी कपड़ा मकान तो इशू नहीं है. अगर वो इंसान अगर स्पिरिचुअल नहीं बने as a natural outcome, that is tragic. Because without connecting with the spirit, these superficial things will keep bothering. Have you seen the sea? How tumultuous the sea is on the surface? आप बोलो waves नहीं आए, बस waves ऊपर बंद कर दो, ऊपर तो रहेंगी waves. Nature है. So the only way you'll find stability is in the depth. When you go deep, you will have to know the truth of life. So Bhagavad Gita is not just a scripture. It is very scientific. Very, very scientific. So detachment cannot come just by reading about detachment. Detachment is going to come as a natural unfolding of your spiritual practice. For that, you need to have a spiritual practice. There are hundreds of them. The divine has given hundreds of spiritual practices. Whichever suits your constitution, adopt it.
Can you recommend a couple for our audience?
That would be very, because I have only experienced my spiritual practice. So I practice Kundalini Kriya Yoga because that was my calling and I found my guru. So any spiritual practice, please find your guru. My guru is Yogi Raj Siddhanath Ji. He is a very powerful Surya Yogi. And as I address him, I do my pranam to all the gurus, Sadgurus in the world. I'm sure everybody has a guru in the world. I hope they do find
My
one.
guru has already joined the webinar. So
Oh, yes.
I just want Sadhvi ji to finish her line of thought. So
Yes,
I
yes,
can
yes,
say
please.
pranam to Pujya Swamiji Maharaj. I'm waiting to
Yes,
see.
please.
Sorry for the temporary technical issues, but it actually was perfect because here we are talking about things in the world. And as Vrinda was saying, we can't control the things of the world. There is nothing that is in our control other than our own mind and our own reactions. And as long as our sense of peace, our sense of joy, our sense of success, our sense of fulfillment, our happiness is rooted in something outside of ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for misery. And as long as we think that by somehow controlling things in the world outside, that we can somehow find that joy and happiness and peace and fulfillment, we're just delaying ourselves from actually being able to experience it, because we then move through the world continuing to try to control things. When I was a kid, there was a game that was a very, very popular game in the arcades. It was, you know, the 1970s, early 80s, before they had lots and lots of high-tech video games. There were some video games, but nothing as high-tech as we have today. And there was a game that we all played that was called Whack-A-Mole. And it was a game in which you had a hammer and there were lots of holes. And out of one hole, the little head of a little furry creature would pop up, and you had to take your hammer and you had to bop it down on the head and get it to go down. And every time you did that, another head would pop out from a different hole, and then you would bop that down, and then another one would come and you'd bop it down. And as you got better, the heads would pop up more and more, faster and faster, and ultimately it had to do with basically how many heads you could pop down before the time ran out or before you missed a certain number. I don't remember how it actually ended up ending. But life has become like that. When our vision of success, our vision of happiness, our vision of peace is rooted in controlling things in the world around us, whether it's how people around us speak to us, act toward us, how they live their own lives, whether it's the weather, whether it's the traffic, whether it's the stock market, whether it's the lockdown, whatever it may be, if my internal sense of happiness and peace is rooted in something outside, my life becomes like the whack-a-mole game, where I'm able to control this over here. I've whacked down, okay, manage the traffic situation, move to a place closer to work. Then here comes the annoying colleague situation. Okay, whacked that down, got them fired, or changed my job. Then I've got another thing, and they keep popping up. Then it's the in-law, then it's the spouse or the lack of a spouse. Then it's the children or the lack of children. Then it's the stock market, then it's everything. And they just keep popping up, and our whole lives become about trying to control, trying to change everything outside so that I can feel at peace inside. And that's the dilemma. And that's where we end up with misery and anxiety. Because yeah, it gets your heart pounding, gets all of that going. It's anxiety producing, and eventually it produces depression, because the truth is, you can't win at that. We cannot control the world. And if I've determined that the only way I'm going to feel happy, peaceful, successful, is if I'm able to get everything else in the world to do jaise मैं चाहती हूँ, जब मैं चाहती हूँ, जितना मैं चाहती हूँ, जिस तरह से मैं चाहती हूँ, well, so I'm going to be unhappy. I'm going to make everybody around me unhappy. And so this is where it's so important to realize the only thing we have control over is our own minds. There's a beautiful teaching in the scriptures that says, Man eva manusyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. The mind is the key. It's the key to our bondage. It's the key to our freedom. And that's where it's so essential for our youth to learn the keys as we teach them how to do math, as we teach them how to use their hands and their arms to play the piano or to write cursive or to write beautiful Devanagari or whatever we're teaching them to do, or to ride a bicycle. We teach them to use their legs to dance or to run or to pedal that bicycle. In the same way, we have to teach them how to use their minds and how to use their thoughts. Because the beliefs of depression are beliefs that say, it's helpless, nothing that I do will ever change the current situation. It is pervasive, so it will always be like this. And there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And as I was saying before we had our tech situation, I am my success. I am my career. I am my physical body. I am my bank account. I am my number of followers on social media. And if I am that, then as those things go up and down out of my control, my life feels out of my control. And that's where the teaching is so essential, whatever our spiritual practice may be, whatever our spiritual tradition may be. But to come back within, into that inner awareness and sense that who I am is full, is whole, is complete, is divine, is perfect, that God doesn't make mistakes. And that, yeah, that which I do, some of it I'm going to be good at, some of it I'm not going to be so good at. And nature's like that. There's rainy seasons, there's dry seasons, there's hot seasons, there's cold seasons. Some flowers give fragrance, some give fruit. Some grow tall, some are small bushes. Some blossom 365 days a year. Some, like the Rat Ki Rani, blossom only in the night, certain times of the year. But it's all perfect. It's all beautiful. It's all exactly how it should be. And we have to learn how to train our minds like that. And lastly, as parents, as mentors, as teachers, as educators, it is essential that is what we teach our children, that we never, ever, ever identify them based on what they do, that we never say things like, you are bad, or you are stupid, or you are this, that we never give them an identity wrapped up in a performance, but that we help them understand you are divine and perfect and whole and complete. And you're not really doing your best in math, so maybe you should study a little harder. But that doesn't change who you are. And the beautiful piece of that is, it gives us a beautiful challenge to work with in our own lives, because we can only share that which we have. And so when we share that, when we live it, then we're able to pass it on to the youth. And the very last point I want to conclude with is that as humans, we need connection. We need to be in cooperation with each other. It's actually evolutionarily that which has enabled us to continue to evolve so successfully, coming together in community. And these days, competition has become that which is beating out, which is winning over cooperation. We are teaching our youth to compete rather than to cooperate. We are teaching them that it's all about being only number one, pushing everybody else out of the way. And if we can help them understand the value of cooperation, the value of community, the value of connection, that's going to give them the spiritual immunity that they need to make it through whatever happens in life. Physical immunity, we're talking a lot about these days. But that spiritual immunity comes with our community.
Guruma, you are fantastic, phenomenal. And I love you more the more I hear you. And Maharaji has joined us. If we can get his video now.
जी
प्रणाम, कैसे हैं आप गुरुजी?
मैं मस्त हूँ बिल्कुल। आप कैसे हैं?
मैं अच्छी हूँ गुरुजी, आपको देख के और अच्छी हो गई हूँ मैं। अभी आपके आने से पहले मैं सबको यही बोल रही थी, one person I always go to for guidance of any kind in my life is Guruji. And what I love the most about him is that he connects the spiritual world to how we can live our lives better, how we can innovate better, how we can basically just find ways and means of coexisting in the best possible manner with Mother Earth. तो आपकी तारीफ मैं बहुत ज्यादा कर इसलिए नहीं पाती हूँ क्योंकि मैं इतनी खुश हो जाती हूँ, मैं बोलते बोलते रुक जाती हूँ महाराज।
आपके शब्द कम पड़ जाएंगे ना?
मेरे शब्द हमेशा कम पड़ जाते हैं, but Maharaj ji is here and he needs no introduction and we are honored with his presence today. Maharaj ji, we have Vrinda Mehta with us. She is based out of Mumbai. She is a celebrity entrepreneur. And we have just wrapped up a very interesting conversation and now we are just waiting to hear you.
Wonderful. So, I was just listening when I came. Our dear Divine Sadhvi ji was giving a beautiful message. And I think for the youth and for the entire world, we have to understand what is happening around us and how to deal with that. We are moving very, very, very fast. Mahatma Gandhi always said so beautifully, what is the use of that speed which has no direction? Speed तो हो, लेकिन direction ना हो, बात बनती नहीं है. Speed चाहिए, speed thrills, but it kills if there is no direction. And in this beautiful life, we must have a purpose. जब पर्पस नहीं होता है और पर्पस बहुत छोटा होता है तो फिर वो छोटी छोटी चीजों में फंस जाते हैं। इसलिए पहली बात तो ये है कि स्पीड से फुल पूरे जगत में हम इंटरनेट से जुड़े। बहुत प्यारी बात है चारू ये इंटरनेट ही तो है जो हमको जोड़ रहा है। बहुत अच्छी बात है। वृंदा, गुरु प्रकाश, ये सारे अलग अलग जगह पे कैसे एक दूसरे से मिले हैं, लेकिन इंटरनेट के साथ साथ वी नीड इंटरनेट, which is very important. Internet and internet should go together. We have the speed of internet, but we have forgotten the direction from internet. वो जो अंदर वाला जीपीएस है ना, अंदर वाले जीपीएस को ऑन रखने की जरूरत है, तो जिंदगी का पर्पस भी सफल होगा, हम भी सफल होंगे। और सफलता ही केवल जीवन का लक्ष्य नहीं है। सब कुछ हो लेकिन मस्त ना रह सकें, सब कुछ पालें लेकिन अपने को ना पा सकें, तो बात बनती नहीं है। तो मैं इसलिए शुरुआत मस्ती से करता हूं। देखो भैया, आज हम देखते हैं, बड़ी बड़ी हस्तियों को देख रहे हैं, उनके जीवन को भी देख रहे हैं, लेकिन उनके जीवन वो मस्ती का दर्शन नहीं होता है। इसलिए हस्ती बन पाए कि ना बन पाए, अपनी मस्ती को जिंदा रखें। Be number one, no problem. But don't forget the number one. That is the connection we need. Very important. Do big projects, no problem. And project yourself also, because today TRP का जमाना है, PR का जमाना है। ये PR के जमाने में लोग प्यार ही भूल गए। इसलिए मुझे लगता है बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट करो, खुद को भी प्रोजेक्ट करो, नो प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन एंड ऑफ द डे वी हैव टू रिमेंबर आई एम आल्सो ए प्रोजेक्ट। अपने पे काम करना है, खुद पे काम करना है, खुद को तलाशना है, खुद को तराशना है, ये बहुत जरूरी है। और वो काम बनेगा अंदर के जीपीएस से जुड़ने के साथ। गॉड्स परफेक्ट सिस्टम, ग्लोबल पोजिशनिंग सिस्टम तो है, लेकिन गॉड्स परफेक्ट सिस्टम, सो वी हैव टू कनेक्ट टू दैट GPS, to that internet. The moment you connect to that internet, you find your purpose. You listen to your call. जिंदगी केवल न जीने का बहाना, जिंदगी केवल न जीने का बहाना चारू, जिंदगी केवल न जीने का बहाना, जिंदगी केवल न सांसों का खजाना, जिंदगी सिंदूर है पूरब दिशा का, जिंदगी का काम है सूरज उगाना। हर दिन एक नया सूरज हो आशाओं का, हर दिन एक नया सूरज हो जो अंधेरे में भी रोशनी खोज के ले आए, उदासी में भी प्रकाश खोज के ले आए, विषाद को भी प्रसाद बना दे, नेगेटिविटी को भी पॉजिटिविटी बना दे। आए कुछ भी, हम उसको, अपने पास ऐसा मंत्र हो, अपने पास ऐसी मस्ती हो जो उसको बदल दे, एकदम नेगेटिव को पॉजिटिव बना दे, अंधेरे को प्रकाश बना दे। इसलिए क्योंकि जिंदगी बहुत हमारा एग्जाम लेती है, इम्तिहान लेती है, और बड़ा कड़ा लेती है। और देखो ना, एक उगता हुआ सूरज, बड़ा प्यारा सा सुशांत, सबके लिए इतना प्रिय था। क्या नहीं था उसके पास? सब कुछ था। सुशांत सदा सदा के लिए शांत हो गया। जस्ट इमेजिन, रियल लाइफ का हीरो, रियल लाइफ का हीरो रियल लाइफ में हार गया। जिंदगी के सितारे असल जिंदगी में हारे। लगता है इन सब मजबूरियों का अध्ययन हो, स्टडी हो। बातें तो बहुत आ रही हैं, बहुत सारी बातें आ रही हैं उसके बाद, लेकिन इन सब की स्टडी हो, इसकी डेप्थ में जाएं। पहले तो अपनी डेप्थ में जाएं, फिर क्यों हुआ उसकी डेप्थ में जाएं। आखिर क्यों? दिन में ख्वाब देखने वाला, रात को सपने तो सब देखते हैं, वो दिन में भी सपने देखता था। एक प्यारा सा नौजवान सदा सदा के लिए अलविदा कह गया। फिल्म इंडस्ट्री का एक अकलौता एक्टर था वो, जिसने मून लूनर प्रॉपर्टी के थ्रू चांद पे भी पीस ऑफ लैंड खरीद रखा था। सोचो, अकेला आदमी, क्या नहीं था उसके पास? धरती पे तो था ही वो चांद का टुकड़ा, लेकिन चांद पे जाके चांद के टुकड़े ने भी एक टुकड़ा खरीद लिया। लेकिन इन सब के बावजूद उस पर डिप्रेशन भारी पड़ा, सब सेट, पर खुद अपसेट चला गया। अपने ही नहीं, अपनों के भी अरमान धरे रह गए। उसे लगने लगा कि बहुत सारा कमाया पर कुछ ना पाया। Something was missing. There were many reasons. I don't want to go to those reasons. Real life, काश रियल लाइफ जो है रियल लाइफ की तरह प्यारी हो सकती। सारे ख्वाब, सारे सपने, सारे अरमान काश पूरे हो सकते। लेकिन मेरा तो मानना है, इससे घबराएं नहीं। It's okay. This happens. It's not end of the world. We don't have to lose ourselves. Leaving is losing. मेरा मानना तो यह है कि हर समस्या का समाधान है। जिंदगी का लोशन भी और जिंदगी का सोल्यूशन भी आप स्वयं हैं। You are the solution and we are the solution. We are the keys. We are the master key. We can open any lock of our life. चाबी लगाना आना चाहिए। मुझे तो लगता है कि आत्महत्या माने खुद की हत्या, खुद के सपनों की हत्या, खुद के अरमानों की हत्या। अपनी हत्या नहीं, अपनों के अरमानों की भी हत्या है। आत्महत्या इज नॉट ए सॉल्यूशन। माना कि जिंदगी आसान नहीं है, आत्महत्या भी तो कोई समाधान नहीं है। लाइफ इज वेरी प्रेशियस एंड लाइफ इज ए गिफ्ट ऑफ गॉड। अपने डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम साहब को देखिए, यही इसी ऋषिकेश की धरती पर, हमारे बिल्कुल सामने वाले किनारे पे, वो भी ऐसे ही आए थे। लगा था कि निराश हो गए। बताओ, पेपर बेचने से जिंदगी शुरू हुई। व्हाट ए मैन, व्हाट ए मैन, व्हाट ए मिशन। पेपर भेजने से जिंदगी शुरू हुई, लेकिन प्रेयर को नहीं भूले, प्रार्थना को नहीं भूले, अपनी एंकरिंग और ग्राउंडिंग को नहीं भूले। थोड़ी देर के लिए भूले और उनको लगा जिंदगी में जो चाहिए था वो उस तरफ तलाश पूरी नहीं हो रही थी। ऋषिकेश में आए, उनके मन में भी ख्वाब आए कि जिंदगी को अंत कर दो, जिंदगी का अवसान हो जाए। लेकिन इसी गंगा के किनारे ने उनको नया जीवन दिया। इन्हीं संतों के उपदेशों ने उनको नया जीवन दिया। स्वामी शिवानंद जी महाराज का दर्शन किया और शिव बन गए, सत्य बन गए और सुंदर की कल्पना करने लगे। और सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम का जो दर्शन उन्होंने केवल भारत को नहीं पूरे विश्व को कराया, वो अद्भुत है। हमारे कैलाश खेर को देखो, छोटी सी आयु, इसी गंगा के किनारे पर वो आए थे। मन में बड़े अरमान थे, पूरे ना हुए, सपने टूटे, बहुत कुछ छूटा। लगा कि बस एंड ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड, नो मोर, नथिंग मोर, नो मोर। और लगा कि पूरा करो अपने जीवन को। लेकिन इस गंगा के किनारे ने उन्हें संभाला, संतों के संदेशों ने उन्हें संभाला। इसी ऋषिकेश की धरती पर, यहीं परमार्थ निकेतन में, एक उस पार तो एक इस पार। अब्दुल कलाम साहब उस पार थे, कैलाश खेर इस पार थे। लेकिन आर और पार में बीच में गंगा बहती है। जिस दिन वो गंगा भीतर बहने लगती है और उस गंगा के किनारे उन्होंने उस गंगा का दर्शन किया जो भीतर बहने लगी, और पक्का किया, दैट्स इट, ड्रॉ द लाइन। ही ड्रू द लाइन। समझ में आ गया कि नहीं, लाइफ इज नॉट टू एंड, लाइफ इज टू लिव, टू बी लिव्ड। और जीना शुरू किया। यहां रहते रहे। एक दिन कहा कि मुझे लगता है मुझे बंबई जाना चाहिए, और देखो कहां से कहां पहुंचे। और ऐसे ही भारत सहित दुनिया के अनेक विद्वान, अपने यहां देखिए शंकराचार्य जी महाराज, छोटी सी आयु, वाह व्हाट ए मिशन। चारों दिशाओं को एक कर दिया, दिलों को एक कर दिया। दिलों को जोड़ने की प्रक्रिया थी सारी। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी को देखिए। अगर हम पश्चिम की ओर जाते हैं तो अब्राहम लिंकन, इधर महात्मा गांधी, इधर महर्षि अरविंदो, उधर विंस्टन चर्चिल, तो मार्टिन लूथर किंग जूनियर, जॉन एफ कैनेडी। अपने देश के इतने सारे आचार्य, इतनी बड़ी परंपरा, ऐसे ऐसे ऋषि जिन्होंने पत्ते खा खा के, नाम था पिप्पलाद, पिप्पलाद ऋषि, पीपल के पत्ते खा खा के, पीपल के पत्ते खाए, लेकिन जीवन का पता बता दिया। जीवन का पता, पत्ते खाए लेकिन पता बताया जीवन का, कैसे जीना, क्यों जीना, किस तरह से जीना। कणाद ऋषि को देखिए, कण बीन बीन कर खा, जो किसान चुनकर ले जाता और फिर जो कण टूटते उनको बीनना, उनको पकाना, उसको खाना। और क्या सूत्र दिए हैं जीवन के। हमारे ऋषियों को देखिए, महर्षियों को देखिए, ऋषि मुनियों को देखिए, अपने लिए कुछ भी नहीं, नॉट व्हाट फॉर मी बट व्हाट थ्रू मी। और सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्य, मे ऑल बी हैप्पी, all. This is the mantra for 21st century. ह्यूमन राइट्स की बात करते हैं हम लोग, यूनाइटेड नेशंस की बात करते हैं। मैं तो कहता हूं हमारे ऋषियों ने यूनाइटेड नेशंस नहीं बल्कि यूनाइटेड क्रिएशंस की बात की। यूनाइटेड नेशंस भी कैसे यूनाइटेड क्रिएशन की ओर मुड़े। ह्यूमन राइट्स की बात सबसे पहले हजारों साल पहले ऋषियों ने की। मे ऑल बी हैप्पी, मे ऑल बी हेल्दी, ऑल, दिस ऑलनेस, this oneness, this togetherness is the mantra, this inclusiveness is the mantra for this 21st century world and the world to come. यही मंत्र ही न्यू नॉर्मल सेट करेंगे। इसलिए इन सब लोगों ने अपने कामों से इतिहास के पन्नों पर अपना नाम स्वर्ण अक्षरों से अंकित किया, और आज भी ये विद्वान करोड़ों लोगों के लिए प्रेरणा के स्रोत हैं। आज भी उनके विचार झकझोरते हैं लोगों को। कितने लोगों के मार्गदर्शक हैं। इन सभी महान हस्तियों के सामने भी बहुत समस्याएं आई, बल्कि समस्याएं तो उनके सामने ही आती हैं जो उन्हें झेल पाते हैं। उन्हीं के सामने आती हैं जो उन्हें मुस्कुराकर गले लगा सकते हैं। मुस्कुराकर जिनको गम का जहर पीना आ गया है, हकीकत जिंदगी में उनको पीना आ गया, उनको जीना आ गया। उन सब ने चैलेंजेस आए, ऑलवेज वर देयर, पर अपने जीवन में कभी हार नहीं मानी। संघर्ष करते हुए संपूर्ण मानवता के लिए कार्य किया तथा समाज और राष्ट्र को एक नई दिशा दी। समस्याएं सबके जीवन में आती हैं, होती हैं, परंतु उनका समाधान भी होता है। अगर समस्या है तो समाधान भी है। यू आर द सोल्यूशन एज आई सेड, एंड और आगे बढ़े तो वी आर द सोल्यूशन। जरूरत है बस धैर्य की। लाइफ परीक्षा लेती है, टेस्ट लेती है। ये जिंदगी तमन्नाओं का एक बहुत प्यारा सा गुलदस्ता तो है। कुछ ये महकती है, कुछ ये मुस्कुराती है, कुछ ये चुभ भी जाती है। जब दुनिया ये कहती है कि हार मान लो, तब कोई धीरे से आके आशा भरे धीरे से कान में एक आशा कहती है, एक बार फिर प्रयास करो, वंस मोर। क्योंकि जिंदगी का काम है सूरज उगाना। कहां थकता है सूरज। देयर इज नो लॉकडाउन, नो लॉकडाउन फॉर सन, फॉर गंगा, फॉर एनीवन। और सोचो तो सही, कभी देखा है कि सूरज लॉक हो गया हो और डाउन हो गया हो? यही तो मैसेज है। इवन वी आर लॉक्ड पर वी शुड नॉट बी डाउन। और लॉकडाउन में भी अपने अंदर के ताले खोलें, अनलॉक योरसेल्फ। यही तो मैसेज है। यस, संघर्ष में थकाता है। यस, कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है, थकने सा लगता है आदमी, लेकिन सुंदर भी तो बनाता है, हमें मजबूत भी तो बनाता है। हम कई बार परेशान होते हैं, लेकिन उसके कई कारण होते हैं। या तो अपने से आदमी परेशान हो जाता है, या अपने पास बहुत कुछ होता है तो भी परेशान होता है, या अपने पास कुछ नहीं होता है तो भी परेशान होता है, या सामने वाले के पास ज्यादा क्यों है इसलिए भी परेशान हो जाता है। लेकिन समझने की बात है कि थोड़ा हो या कम, लाइफ इज नॉट टू हैव मोर। अच्छी बात है, होना चाहिए, रखो, नो प्रॉब्लम, गॉड ब्लेस यू, बट लाइफ इज नॉट टू हैव मोर, लाइफ इज टू बी मोर, लाइफ इज टू गिव मोर, लाइफ इज टू शेयर मोर। इसलिए हमें दूसरों के पास है तो उससे परेशानी ना हो। किसी के पास टैलेंट है, किसी के पास टाइम है, किसी के पास टेक्नोलॉजी है, किसी के पास टेनासिटी है, हम उन चारों को उधार ले लें, अपना बना लें। मेरा टाइम, मेरा टैलेंट, मेरी टेक्नोलॉजी, मेरी टेनासिटी, क्यों ना चारों को मिलाकर मैं अपने जीवन को संवारूं, अपने जीवन को संवारूं। इसलिए सबसे पहली बात, कैसे संवारूं? वी नीड एंकरिंग। We need a grounding. If मेरी anchoring is strong, my grounding is strong. दूसरी बात, ये भैया ऐसा नहीं है कि मस्ती कहीं बाहर पे है, ये भीतर मस्ती है, आनंद भीतर है. जिसके पास जो होता है ना, वही तो उसको मजा देता है, उसी का मजा लेते हैं हम लोग. किसी को आइसक्रीम में मजा आता है, किसी को मूवी में आता है, किसी को बीचेस पे जाके आता है, हॉलीडे मनाने में आता है. ओ हो, पाव भाजी खा रहे होते हैं, गोलगप्पे खा रहे, सबके अपने अपने मजे हैं, लेकिन वो थोड़ी देर के लिए हैं. बट अगर आपको कुछ बड़ा करना है तो पिक ए गोल, हैव ए मिशन, ड्रीम बिग. लेकिन बहुत कंपैरिजन और कंपटीशन में मत पड़ो, ये परेशान कर देता है. भगवत गीता तो ये कहती है, डू योर बेस्ट, पुट योर 100%, डू योर बेस्ट एंड लीव द रेस्ट. सराउंड योर सेल्फ विथ पॉजिटिव एनर्जी, पॉजिटिव पीपल एंड फील द डिफरेंस. फिर ऐसा नहीं कि लाइफ में अप एंड डाउन नहीं आएंगे, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? देयर विल बी अप एंड डाउन, बट दिस ग्राउंडिंग, दिस एंकरिंग will make you so strong. There will be up and down, but you will not go up and down. दिल में एक बार, मैं तो कहता हूं दिन में एक बार जरूर बाहर बैठते हैं, बाहर घूमते हैं, बाहर सोचते हैं, बाहर मिलते हैं. मुझे तो लगता है दिल में एक बार, दिन में एक बार दिल की अदालत में बैठें और खुद को जज नहीं बल्कि खुद को एडवोकेट बनाएं. खुद को एडवोकेट बनाएं. एडवोकेट बनेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. फिर अपने लिए तर्क करेंगे. खुद को एडवोकेट ना बनाएं, खुद को जज बनाएं, खुद को अपना जज बनाएं, अपने को इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करें, खुद को देखें. हम दूसरों के लिए तो वकील बन जाते हैं, ऐसा क्यों, वैसा क्यों, ये तर्क, वो तर्क. मुझे लगता है हमें खुद के लिए अदालत में, हम अपनी अदालत में एक दिन में जरूर दिल की अदालत में बैठें, गहरे उतरें. वहां कभी गलत फैसले नहीं होते हैं, और होना गलत फैसला, पता ना लगे व्हाट इज राइट व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, अपने जीपीएस से जुड़ जाना. कनेक्शन बनाओ. हमारा कनेक्शन जब ब्रेक हो जाता है तो बात गड़बड़ हो जाती है. कनेक्शन होगा ना तो टेंशन नहीं होगा. इसलिए जिन्हें भी टेंशन होता है, बस उन्हें थोड़ा सा अटेंशन ही तो चाहिए, थोड़ा सा प्यार, थोड़ा सा अपनापन, बस थोड़ी सी सोच ही तो बदलनी है. केवल दवाइयों से नहीं बल्कि अपनी लाइफस्टाइल को बदलना होगा. दवाइयां चाहिए जिनको बीमारी होती है, लेकिन वो भी दवाइयों पे नहीं उनको जीना है, लेकिन अपने को बदलना है, वे ऑफ थिंकिंग को बदलना है. बस फिर व्यस्त रहते हुए भी आप स्वस्थ भी रहेंगे, मस्त भी रहेंगे. ये आप करके देखिए. दूसरी बात जो मुझे बड़ी, अब जब मैं आया, साध्वी जी बोल रही थी और भी मैं बातें सुन रहा था, क्योंकि हमें अपना लाइफ स्टैंडर्ड ही हमारा बदल गया है. आवर चिल्ड्रन आर टॉट दैट दे आर देयर मार्क्स. नंबर कितने आए, अभी कल ही, आज ही रिजल्ट आया या कल रिजल्ट आया, लोग वही रिजल्ट ही देख रहे हैं कि मेरे ये मार्क्स हैं तो मैं, आई एम द मार्क्स. Our definition of success is all that be seen by these two eyes and felt with these two senses, but are not just the eyes and senses. The plane of existence above and beyond that we haven't even explored with our children. Our youth and parents have to understand what really matters in life. What really matters in life? Peace matters, life matters. ये हम भूल जाते हैं. Yes, mental health matters. लेकिन bigger and bigger, more and more, जब हम देखते हैं कि हमारे फेसबुक के ऊपर फॉलोअर्स कितने हैं, अभी साध्वी जी कह रही थी ना, हाउ मेनी फॉलोअर्स वी हैव ऑन आवर फेसबुक्स. और टिकटॉक, और ये टिकटॉक तो कोई गजब हो गया है. अब टिकटॉक करो कि ना करो, कि ठीक ठाक तो रहो कम से कम. और टिकटॉक करते करते देखो अपनी सिया कक्कड़, गॉड ब्लेस हर, और टिकटॉक करते करते ठीक ठाक रहने की बजाय उसे सुसाइड कर लिया. ये टिकटॉक doesn't fill the void that we get from a lack of this connection. Look at the example of our dear. लुक एट द एग्जाम्पल. मुझे बड़ी चिंता होती है जब मैं सिया को सोच रहा था, 16 साल की लड़की, इतनी फेमस, क्या सीखेंगे हमारे बच्चे? We need to encourage our children to understand they are beyond this Facebook, they are beyond the TikTok. टिकटॉक नहीं, अपने वैसे भी आजकल तो टिकटॉक को थोड़ा दूरी करें तो अच्छा है. अब तो ठीक ठाक रहें, ये देखना है. We need to lead by our own example. पेरेंट्स को भी समझने की जरूरत है. As a society, our values need to change. Our definition of success need to change. I strongly believe that coronavirus has come as that wake-up call. मुझे तो लगता है कि it came like an ambassador of the divine. There is a divine design. Corona has a message. How to move our life, corona to compassion. And when we are faced with the death, we realize the transition nature of everything. We are forced to reflect which is more important, our values, which can serve an inoculation as a vaccine to this virus that plagues our society and disconnects us with the universe. Our children, in addition to maths, science, और आर्ट्स है, कितनी सारी फैकल्टीज हैं. We need to be taught self-management. मुझे याद है जब मैं जंगल में था, मैंने उन सबको देखा कैसे वो लोग अपने को शांत रखते थे, मस्त रखते थे. जिससे भी पूछो कैसे हो, बोले सुपर. और जब मैं अमेरिका गया 40 साल पहले, तो मैंने देखा जगह जगह बोर्ड लगे हैं, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट कोर्स. मैंने कहा ये क्या होता है स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट कोर्स? मैंने तो देखा था कुछ और, यहां देखा कुछ और. तब मुझे लगा कि स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट कैसे क्योर किया जाए. केवल एक ही तरीका है जो ऋषियों ने जंगल में बैठकर सिखाया. और केवल जंगल की बात नहीं है, वेदर यू आर इन द केव और कैलिफोर्निया, वेदर यू आर इन कोलकाता और एनी सिटी ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड, stress management can be cured only with self management. How do we cultivate a generation who not only have IQ but emotional intelligence, EQ also, not stress management but self management. बढ़िया है, टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करो, मैं मना नहीं करता हूं. टेक्नोलॉजी इज ए ग्रेट एसेट, बट इट हैज मेड आवर चिल्ड्रन मोर आइसोलेटेड. एक ही कार में 4 लोग बैठे हैं, सब अपने अपने उस पे लगे हुए हैं, स्मार्टफोन पे, और एक दूसरे से बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. भोजन बन गया है, टेबल पे भोजन आ गया है, बेटा एक दूसरे कमरे में, मम्मी तीसरे कमरे में है, चौथा वाला चौथे कमरे में, और वहीं से मैसेज हो रहे हैं. बताइए कैसे बनेगा काम? इसलिए मुझे लगता है टाइम आ गया है. वी मस्ट स्पेंड, move away from this little bit. We must spend more and more time with nature. Go to nature, be with nature and change your nature. यही तो चाहिए. और पक्का मानिए, धीरे धीरे अगर हम अपनी नेचर को देखना शुरू करेंगे, नेचर को बदलना शुरू करेंगे, फिर बाहर बहुत कुछ नहीं बदलना पड़ेगा. इसलिए मैं इसके लिए आपको 3 चीजें देता हूं लास्ट में. एक है, फिर उसको अगर आप रोज करेंगे, if you take or practice every day, जिंदगी बदल जाएगी. ये 3 मल्टीविटामिन्स मैं देता हूं आपको. नंबर 1 मेडिटेशन, नंबर 2 नो रिएक्शन, नंबर 3 इंट्रोस्पेक्शन. देखो भैया, मेडिटेशन इज द बेस्ट मेडिकेशन फॉर ऑल एजिटेशंस. आज इसकी बड़ी जरूरत है. इस अकेलेपन को अपनेपन से भरो. और बल्कि मैं तो कहता हूं, क्या जब मैं सुशांत को देखता हूं या सिया को देखता हूं या उनके जैसे अनेक जवानों को देखता हूं, क्या भरोसा है जिंदगी का, क्या भरोसा है इस जिंदगी का, क्या भरोसा है इस जिंदगी का, क्या भरोसा है इस जिंदगी का. जब भी मिलो, जिससे मिलो, इसलिए कुछ भरोसा नहीं है। जब भी मिलो, जिससे मिलो, दिल खोल के मिलो, न जाने किस गली में जिंदगी की शाम हो जाए। इसलिए चाहे प्रिय सुशांत या प्रिय सिया या उन जैसे मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों के लिए मैं आज प्रार्थना करता हूं, भगवान जितने भी और इस कोरोना काल में या वैसे भी इस तरह की दुखों के शिकार होते हैं, फिर जीवन उनसे छूट जाता है, जीवन को वो छोड़ देते हैं या जो भी कारण हो, उन सब के लिए, उन सब भाई बहनों के लिए मेरी प्रार्थना है, भगवान उन्हें शांति प्रदान करे, उन सभी के परिवारों को इस असहनीय दुख को सहन करने की शक्ति प्रदान करे। हाँ, प्रिय सुशांत का एक अरमान था, उसने कहा था एक बार कि मुझे 1000 पेड़ लगाने हैं। हमने पक्का किया, कोई बात नहीं है, अच्छा संकल्प था। परमार्थ निकेतन गंगा एक्शन परिवार ने ये निर्णय लिया है कि प्रिय सुशांत के सपने को साकार अपना बनाते हुए उनका, और अब तो हमारी छोरी सिया भी गई, और उनके जैसे जितने भी जवान हैं, उनकी स्मृति में इस मानसून में 1000 पौधों को लगवाना, ताकि उनकी स्मृति धरती से जुड़े, पर्यावरण से जुड़े और ये पीड़ा प्रेरणा बने। लेट दिस पेन बिकम इंस्पिरेशन। और ये पेड़ होंगे अब उत्सव के, उत्साह के, उल्लास के, उमंग के और ऊर्जा के, कंपटीशन के नहीं, कोऑपरेशन के, और प्रेरणा देते रहेंगे सभी को, आने वाली पीढ़ियों को, कि आत्महत्या नहीं, अब जीना है। और ये भी आत्महत्या नहीं, ये अब जीना है, और ये जी भर भर कर जीना है। ये जिंदगी मिलेगी ना दोबारा, कभी करना ना इससे किनारा। बस अगर कुछ ऐसा कभी छोटा मोटी बातें आए, खुद को जिंदगी से किनारा करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, उन चीजों से किनारा कर लेना है, अपने मन को शांत करना है, भीतर उतरना है, गहरा उतरना है, ध्यान करना है और खुद को तलाशना है, खुद को तराशना है। यही तो जीवन यात्रा है। और इसलिए जब अगर करेंगे, रोज रोज करेंगे, आप पक्का मानिए, आप करके देखिए, रोज करो फिर मौज करो। और अगर ये मौज करनी है, अपनी मस्ती को जिंदा रखना है, और जिसकी मस्ती जिंदा है उसकी हस्ती जिंदा है, बाकी तो सब जबरदस्ती जिंदा है, सब जबरदस्ती जिंदा है। जबरदस्ती वाला जीवन नहीं भैया, मजबूरी वाला जीवन नहीं, बल्कि मस्ती वाला जीवन जीना है। और इसके लिए भीतर उतरना है, खुद से जुड़ना है, प्रभु से जुड़ना है, इंटरनेट के साथ साथ इंटरनेट के साथ साथ इंटरनेट से जुड़ना है। फेसबुक पे जाने के साथ साथ वी हैव टू फेस आवर बुक आल्सो। एवरी डे वी हैव टू मेक आवर ओन बैलेंस शीट। एवरी डे बात बन जाएगी, क्या माइनस क्या प्लस। अपने को देखो, अपनों से जुड़ो, और सच्ची मानिए, जब अपनों के साथ अपने खड़े हो जाते हैं तो रेगिस्तान भी सब हरे हो जाते हैं। आइए अपनों के साथ खड़े हो, खासकर कोरोना के टाइम में। आप जो भी आसपास आपके हो, थोड़ा भी उसके पास दुख हो, उसको जरूरत हो, उसकी मदद करो। इस समय यही यज्ञ है, यही योग है, यही ध्यान है, यही ज्ञान है। चारू, प्रिय गुरु प्रकाश, प्रिय वृंदा, चारू जी आपने इसको करके, चारू भी है और प्रज्ञा भी है। जब प्रज्ञा चारू होती है ना, बात बन जाती है। सच्ची प्रज्ञा हो और चारू हो, चारू माने सुंदर, चारू माने श्रेष्ठ, चारू माने विशिष्ट। वो जब प्रज्ञा ऐसी बनती है तो फिर क्या होता है कि जीवन, सच मानिए, इतना प्यारा हो जाता है ना। प्रज्ञावान जीवन ही सुंदर जीवन है, प्रज्ञावान जीवन ही मस्त जीवन है, और प्रज्ञावान जीवन ही जिंदा जीवन है। आइए इस जिंदगी को, इस जिंदगी के मकसद को पूरा करते हुए अपने को समर्पित करें और फिर अपने राष्ट्र की सेवा करें। देश हमें देता है सब कुछ, हम भी तो कुछ देना सीखें। आत्मनिर्माण के साथ साथ राष्ट्र निर्माण करें, और राष्ट्र निर्माण के लिए अपना कोई उदाहरण ढूंढना हो, कहीं और जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। इस देश के यशस्वी, तपस्वी, ऊर्जावान, कर्मयोगी प्रधानमंत्री जी को देख लो। व्हाट ए मैन, क्या फकीर है भाई, अमेजिंग मैन। लोग उनको चुन रहे हैं। सुन सजना सुन, मैंने तुझे चुन लिया, तू भी मुझे चुन। कोई बिल्कुल नहीं, बल्कि क्या किया उन्होंने, जब लोग उनको चुन रहे थे वो केदारनाथ की गुफा में चले गए। ये प्रार्थना करने के लिए नहीं कि तू भी मुझे चुन, बल्कि ये करने के लिए कि जिसको चुना हो चुनो, लेकिन मेरा देश प्रथम, इंडिया फर्स्ट, राष्ट्र फर्स्ट, मेरा देश फर्स्ट है। और यही प्रार्थना करने के लिए गए कि प्रभु मेरे देश को बस ये प्रेरणा देते रहना, इस देश के लोगों में गंगा के पावन प्रवाह की तरह देशभक्ति की गंगा बहती रहे, मानवता की गंगा बहती रहे। मानव मानव एक समान, सबके भीतर है भगवान। बस इस भाव से ऐसे इंसान के लिए और पूरी मानवता के लिए मैं प्रभु के चरणों में प्रार्थना करता हूँ। आप सबके लिए प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि बस आप सबके दिलों में भी देशभक्ति की गंगा बहती रहे। इसी के साथ ही एक प्यारा सा पौधा, मुझे पिछली बार मैं जब घर आया था, हमारे प्यारे से परिवार में, कह दूं चारू, कह दूं, बता दूं, प्यारा सा पौधा लेके आया था मैं, रुद्राक्ष का।
जी,
और मुझे उस दिन चारू ने बताया पिछली बार, इतना बड़ा हो गया है, इतना प्यारा हो गया है। और आज मैं एक प्यारा सा तुलसी का पौधा दे रहा हूं, इसलिए ताकि घर घर तुलसी, हर घर तुलसी, हर घट पे, हर घट में तुलसी, हर घाट पे तुलसी। क्योंकि हम अपनी तुलसी को भूल गए। और मैं तुलसी तेरे आंगन की, जिस दिन ये बात हमारे घरों को पता लग जाएगा कि हमारी बेटियां, हमारी बहुएं, हमारी कन्याएं हमारे घर की तुलसी हैं, हमारे घर की तुलसी हैं, संस्कारों से इसे सींचना है, संस्कारों से आगे बढ़ाना है, बात बन जाएगी। बस इसे भूले नहीं, अपनी संस्कृति और अपने संस्कार जो आपको माता पिता से मिले हैं, यही तो कारण है आप देश की सेवा में लग गई हैं। नहीं तो बहुत बड़ा व्यापार कर सकती थी, बहुत सारे पीआर बनाने के साधन थे, लेकिन आपने देश को प्यार करने का साधन चुना है, अपने पिता के पद को चुना है, ऋषियों के पद को चुना है। इसके लिए प्रभु से प्रार्थना है, प्रभु आपके जीवन को सदैव मंगलमय रखे। वृंदा, आपको पता है कि तुलसी का दूसरा नाम वृंदा है, मालूम है ना? हाँ, दूसरा नाम वृंदा है, इसलिए वृंदावन, तुलसी का वन। आइए अपने घरों को, अपने दिलों को तुलसी का वन बनाएं, ताकि ठाकुर जी विराजमान हो सकें। धन्यवाद आज की इस बहुत प्यारी संध्या के लिए, बहुत प्यारी शाम के लिए। धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद गुरु प्रकाश। इसी तरह से बस प्रकाश फैलाते रहो। जय गंगे, जय गंगे, हर हर गंगे।
जय गंगे। प्रणाम महाराज जी।
प्रणाम महाराज जी।
बहुत धन्यवाद स्वामी जी। हम सबका सौभाग्य है कि आपका मार्गदर्शन प्राप्त हुआ। और जो 3 चीजें जो टेक अवे रही मेरे लिए और यहाँ जितने लोग उपस्थित, मेडिटेशन, नो रिएक्शन और इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, इन 3 चीजों में सार है। और इस कोरोना को अपने मन की करुणा से कैसे लड़ना है, ये आपने बड़े अच्छे से बताया। स्वामी जी, मेरा मानना है कि देश में 4 प्रकार की सत्ता होती है: धर्म सत्ता, राज सत्ता, समाज सत्ता और अर्थ सत्ता। हम लोग खुशनसीब हैं कि जो राज सत्ता है वहां पे कर्मयोगी आ गए हैं, धर्म सत्ता में आप लोग हैं, और संत समाज में जिसका प्रतिनिधित्व आप कर रहे हैं, ये ऐसी चर्चा, ऐसा विमर्श का दौर लगातार चलता रहे। और हम लोग तो बिहार की धरती से जुड़े हैं, बिहार थिंकर्स फोरम, जो गंगा माँ आपके यहाँ से निकल रही हैं, हमारे तक भी पहुंच रही हैं। तो कुछ उनकी शील, मुझे लगता है कि गंगा माँ को आप कल छू दीजिएगा तो हम लोग को आपका आशीर्वाद प्राप्त हो जाएगा। हम जी स्वामी जी
में एक बड़ी प्यारी बात है, ये है कि देखो, सबसे पहले कश्मीर में भी देखो, बिहार में तो अमेरिका में भी देखा है, जहां पहुंच जाते हैं गजब करते हैं। और मैंने देखा है कि अब देखो, पहला यदि कोई जिसने कश्मीर में, वहां पर कश्मीर की एक धरती का टुकड़ा, एक जमीन का टुकड़ा खरीद के जो पहला बाशिंदा बना है, वो भी बिहार का ही बना है। इसलिए बिहार में बाहर लानी हो या वतन में बाहर लानी हो, हम सबको मिलकर काम करना होगा, एक साथ काम करना होगा। और पक्का मानिए, प्रतीक्षा कर रही है प्रकृति हमारा, कि ये देश प्रतीक्षा कर रहा है आप जैसे जवानों की, चारू जैसी देवियों की और वृंदा जैसी देवियों की। मैं समझता हूँ मिलकर हम सब लोगों को ये काम करना है। गुरु प्रकाश, मिलकर बस प्रकाश फैलाते रहो। धन्यवाद।
We are truly fortunate to have your guidance, Swamiji, and we are also extremely delighted to have an exchange and a conversation with the 2 brilliant speakers, Sadhvi Bhagwati Saraswati ji and Vrinda Mehta ji, who is joining us from Bombay. It was really meaningful, constructive, and solution oriented. And also, I would be failing in my duty if I don't thank my entire team at the TPP and the BYTF as well, who made this entire conversation possible. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, audience, for being a patient listener. And I'm sure you are having a lot of deliverables, a lot of learnings, and a lot of takeaways. We are just a stone throw away. We are just a chat away. You can drop in a message if you have any further questions, if you have any observation. We are happy to connect you with any of the speaker. Over to you, Jar.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Also, I want to add that this conversation is the beginning. This is not just a panel, and mental health is going to continue to matter. We have all pledged to work to improve things in our country, all of us. I have spoken in great detail to Vrinda about it. Maharajji, I have not had an opportunity to speak to you, but I have spoken to Ganga Nandini, and we have decided to take this to every school, to every college we can reach, and we are going to build something that is sustainable and that will bring about a positive change on ground. We are going to move beyond conference room and reach people. Thank you so much. गुरुजी, आपका जब जब मुझे आशीर्वाद प्राप्त होता है, मेरा दिन, महीना, साल बहुत अच्छा जाता है. So I'm just waiting for the ashram's quarantine to get over so I can visit you very soon. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for blessing us. Sadhvi ji has already left the conference, but I'm going to extend my thanks to her also formally.
She's sitting.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Sadhvi ji, thank you. Thank you, Ma. Pranam.
Pranam, it's been such a joy to be with you, and I love the plan to take this into the schools, because this is really what's needed. We have lost sight of what education should include, and we've given all of the math, all of the science, all of the reading, writing, arithmetic, but we've forgotten how to actually teach our children how to live and how to lead. And that's where neither are they finding success in living, nor are they knowing how to lead. And so I love the idea of taking this with your wonderful vision and wonderful connection with all of the youth into the schools, into the colleges, to really inspire and empower our youth. They already know what to say what to say no to, but to really give them something to say yes to, and to realize that they can say yes to themselves. So we are fully with you, and fully excited and happy to be part of all of this.